church. This is the steeple. Open the doors and see all the people.
The Unitarian Universalist Church of Annapolis has grown from a small group of dedicated Chesapeake Bay Area residents to, 5 decades later, a bustling, growing community of several hundred, nearly bursting at the seams. We are a year-round church. Our congregation is many things, and the reasons for our growth are just as numerous. But, first and foremost, we are about people. By the way, one thing we don't have is a steeple, but we have bells. Those are the bells of our sister church in Rava, Transylvania. We play a recording of Rava's bells just before our Sunday services as a reminder our core beliefs and 7 principles resonate worldwide. Listen now as some of the people who are UUCA try to explain who we are, where we came from, and where we are going.
It was about 50 years ago, just like many Unitarian Universalist fellowships, that a group of about 10 people got together in someone's living room and decided that they wanted to form the Unitarian Church of Anne Arundel County. At that time, those people were attending the Baltimore Church, First Unitarian Church in Baltimore, and I guess they had grown tired of making the trek to Baltimore every Sunday, so they decided it was time to have their own congregation in the city of Annapolis. As I said, that was about 50 years ago, because this year it is our 50th anniversary. Since then, the congregation has met on a college campus, in an elementary school, in what is now a real estate building in the area called Eastport in Annapolis. And we came to this site, this very wooded site, in the late 60s, where we built our church and have expanded ever since by the purchase of new property and an expansion of the building. There was a fire that burned the church in the early 70s, and the church had to be reconstructed. But now there's also a strategic plan that's calling for the possible doubling of the space that we have in our sanctuary, as well as religious education and administrative space, and we're very excited about that and hope that those plans will come to fruition in perhaps 3 to 4 years.
People join our congregation for many reasons. One reason cited has been our worship. It hasn't been static, unchanging all these years. It's evolved.
We went from a 10:30 service that was originally established to meet the needs of the midshipmen and women at the Naval Academy. But then about 8 years ago, we went to a 9 o'clock service and an 11 o'clock service simply because there's more people. There's more people attending worship, there's more people in the choir, there's more children in the church school, and one service just wasn't going to meet our needs. Also, approximately 3 to 4 years ago, we introduced a role for worship lay ministers, and so they're very active and participate on Sunday morning with the lighting of the chalice and closing words, occasionally giving a sermon, participating in the readings during the morning. So it's not so much that worship has changed a great deal in terms of the basic format, the order of service, or the liturgy. It's just that there's more people and more people involved in all different aspects of Sunday morning worship.
It's a place where I have felt gently guided to seek out my own beliefs and spirituality and feel comfortable with it.
I find that when I don't come to church after several Sundays, I miss it and my heart feels empty.
When my former partner, Sam, and I joined the church in 1998, it was evident that this was a welcoming, loving, warm community that embraced all aspects of life and all sexual orientations. The journey began for both of us here, and we learned to love each other a little better, to listen to each other a little better. And after a year of being members here, he came down with cancer and suffered a 14-month illness, and that's when we knew that we had a family.
And 3 things sort of jumped out at me. Fred said the word gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender from the pulpit. Later on in the sermon, his voice cracked as he shared his heart and how he feels in the sermon. And in the announcements in the bulletin, there was an announcement that there were going to be, I don't even know the name, dialogue circles, black-white conversation groups starting.
The people in this congregation, white people, who are willing to stand behind me to dismantle racism in this congregation, I'm grateful and thankful for.
When Fred came along, I thought was, here's a minister who's going to want to leave this small church and go to larger and larger churches. And I just realized that that's exactly what he did.
Worship means different things for different people. Some find God in the smile of a baby. Others find meaning in music, in ceremony, or lack of it.
I say music is my church.
Well, music to me is religion.
I think the music was the thing that pulled me and kept me coming back.
Gladness, may love and joy unto all who are here. May love and joy unto all who are here. And what if all the sages talking out round out of reach would memorize the pages of gravity?
Maha Prajna Paramita Heart Sutra.
For nearly a decade, we have been a community that teaches as it learns. Like Johnny Appleseed, we are sowing our liberal religious beliefs in other communities through our intern minister program.
Will you pray with me?
Knowing that I'm a Bohemian guy from the Czech Republic, why would he be talking about China, Chinese cup?
William Ellery Channing said, I have a lot of words that I preach, but every sermon is about the grandeur of humanity.
So here in my chest, to celebrate the month of January, I put these sparklers.
Now what I am going to do is just to take you on a little meditation journey.
And we were eating something that was rather exotic and lovely spices and nuance. And I thought, gourmet spirituality.
This story is a reminder that bad things happen and that good things happen.
Amen.
Just as we reached out to Transylvania and Romania, we are having a small impact on another corner of the world. Since 1990, our congregation has had a growing relationship with the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Philippines. Our supportive work and roles have led to church visits, funding of cooperative village projects, and exploring our shared liberal faith and values.